Welcome to the first iPhone vlog, as I saw everybody else is doing it this way, so I didn't really bother bringing the FX3. But I'm gonna bring you in a little project today. We're building a set here. We're actually trying to recreate a set. So I'm gonna switch to the other camera and show you guys what the actual problem is. So this is an old video. Actually, these are the raw files, but the old video is here. That's finished, that we shot about 2 years ago in this exact studio, so a bookcase. And this is actually Sarah, who's in the video. And we're trying to recreate it exactly. And there are some BTS shots in the actual video, so I had an idea of what we did with the lights, but it wasn't this clear. So I pulled up the raw footage from the BTS angle, that's the original S-Log, and I found this shot that did not make it to the actual video, but it actually shows us what was roughly used. So that's a 300 watt light from Trey. This is the Mini 2, and we've got two 4-feet tubes here, and then we have a gown light down here. That's actually a little bit too much, but we're gonna be able to replace that with a tube on it with a grid. So we're in the process of rebuilding the set to get to this. And so we got the chair, we got the boom arm with the light. It is a different light. That's the 600X Pro. Obviously, it's not gonna be even at 50%. And then I have two tubes, not the exact same tubes, but the PT2Cs that we're gonna do on the side and here. And Trey's bringing the light for the gown. So we should be able to get a pretty close replication of this. We're not gonna use the microphone in a boom. We never actually used it because I know it's hard to see if you look closely. She's laved up. So only the lav was used on the actual shoot too. So we're probably gonna use the tentacle sinks with Timecode now, but we need to update this video and we don't wanna waste and lose all of it. So we're trying to do a similar look, so when we cut it together, it's familiar, I guess. So we're trying to see what lenses we used. I feel like that's an 85, and I'm not sure about this one. It could be this 35, because we had this back then. This was 2 years ago, so I don't exactly remember what lenses I had available, but I know for a fact that they were shot on my camera because I name everything with file names that identify the camera and everything. So I know exactly which camera was this shot on, and my main angles actually have my name. So if I go back and look at, let's say, camera A, if you see this, it says DM David Monostori. This is my A cam, A7S3, that's named A, and then the B cam was DMB. So we used those as the cameras, and I just grabbed A7S3D for the shoot, which doesn't exist anymore. That was renamed for travel cam. It was one of these cameras. These was ABC that are like permanent. So we had a D as a backup, but that moved into a travel kit. So now all we're doing is recreating the look that I just found here. And I can find some good bits in here to kind of know what we're dealing with here. All right, this is the current state, and I think we're getting pretty damn close. You have the hair light, the edge light or rim lights. You've got the same softbox, but on the 600 Pro. This is definitely an overkill light for this, but we're only at 10% because otherwise you go blind. And so the main angle is looking close. We only need the gown light, which is going to be set up right here with one like box or tube maybe. And then, well, we added this. Obviously, this is new. The spotlight that creates the dots is new. That's on our company branding, so we have to use it. That does cut off into it, but that's not really visible in the camera. That corner right there, that's being basically blocked by this. So, and obviously what we tried earlier didn't work. We used the wrong light after I found this. So all I got to do now is grab just the Timecode and set these up real quick and put it on camera. It's actually much easier to work with this than what we used to do with manually syncing and clapping and stuff, and hoping that the mic levels were on the camera so that the clap actually was audible, because sometimes they were muted. So now I'm just going to run one recorder and two timecode boxes. I'm going to sync them up, and hopefully they'll, yep, all green really quickly. So this is for talent, and what I'm going to do is, this is our B cam. The B cam has not been positioned whatsoever yet, but I can see on the shot that it's back here. It's hard to see, but it's right there. So almost like behind the original light stand. So it's pretty far. So I'm thinking that this tripod is probably going to be somewhere back here to get that 85 kind of low looking up look, because that's what the shot looked like when I actually find the B angle. This is the B angle, so it's a little bit lower, like it's almost looking up a little bit, and it's just pure brick, so obviously no bookshelf or anything. I think we're gonna have to take off that old chalkboard that's totally irrelevant to this shoot, just because we may actually grab into it. And I'm not totally sold on the spotlight yet, because it may mess up the B shot. It might look good on the A cam, but if on the B cam we're only getting like 2 dots, then we have to adjust something and play with that. This is final look before the shot. I found the position of everything, I think, based on the BTS and the final video. So I have the B angle. I'm gonna cut because I just recorded this section earlier. I got the wide angle, and it does look pretty much the same. So I'm actually pretty tall for this shot. I have to kind of hunch down, but she's short. So we got the setup mostly done. We're gonna have to her sit in, mess with exposure and light intensities, and figure out framing a little bit. But I like the difference. This actually fits a little bit into the brand, and we're just trying to do the best with the location, I guess, what we can. And we were able to pretty much recreate the same shots, because I feel like the B angle looks exactly the same. I like the fact that we have 5 fading out dots. This one looks symmetrical. The blue lights may have to be toned down a little bit in the back. I'm not 100% sure, but the lighting and the whole like framing is pretty much identical to the one we had, which should make it easy to push and put this into the same video that we did 2 years ago and do a little bit of an update on it.
Hi, my name is Sarah Greer, and I'm a master trainer and coach here at Sales Gravy.
So we just wrapped up. It took about 30 minutes to get through her script, which she wrote, and we just gave her some directions because some things need to be changed. It's going to be the recreation of the video from 2 years ago with slight changes and updates, because some numbers and stuff changed that she said, and it's just not accurate. We got it close enough, but this was hard. Like, obviously we didn't think of documenting all the stuff 2 years ago that we were going to have to rebuild the same stuff. So we just went with what we can do, and now it's time for me to break this down. But let me know in the comments below if you had to do this before, and like, what's the right process to do this? Like, do you guys actually document your shoot setups so that there is a chance you have to pull it up? Like, do you write it down on, like, draw it, or like, is there an app for this where you can position lights and stuff and save the settings and cameras and lens combinations and whatnot to like document the shoot for like a future if you have to redo it? I've never really done that before, and I'm not sure why exactly I would do it, unless it's like a permanent, like a broadcast setup where we have specific settings for like the teleprompters with the green screen camera. Other than that, I have no clue on a normal interview that we only do for a random project where we would actually do this. So let me know if you do this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.